you and Murali sir both have had some fierce battles, right? And some extraordinary thing happening on the crease. Is there anything which happened behind the scene, maybe in the locker room, which you would like to share with the people? Some interaction, yeah.
Thank you so much. Happy is an understatement for me to be here. Anything connected to Muttiah, Muralitharan, we used to call him Murli, is from the heart. Because not only he was the greatest spinner of all times, he's one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet. Soft, gentle, kind, and always smiling. I've grown up in an era with a very strong Indian team and had some great players. But for us, Sri Lanka was Murli. And I'm saying that with due respect to everyone. Sri Lanka has produced some great players. Aravinda De Silva, Kumara Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, Arjuna Ranatunga was a very good player who was the World Cup winning captain. So they've had some outstanding players. But Murli was different. As I said, you land in Colombo, you land in Sri Lanka, you go to anywhere, everybody from the... I remember my first trip in 1997, yes, my first trip in 1997 to Sri Lanka. And we used to go to Sri Lanka very often. Every summer we used to be there. The Taj Samudra Hotel in Colombo was just like our home for us. June, July we were there and I loved Sri Lanka. I remember my first trip, I landed and I was going through the immigration at the Colombo airport and they were very kind people. India was coming. And they said, all the best for the tournament, all the best for the series, have a good trip. But remember, we have Murli. and I remember the exact words. And this used to happen all the time. He was not just the backbone, every bone of the body for Sri Lankan cricket. And I'm so happy he's done a biopic. I've seen him on the field, I've seen him off the field, I've met his family, I've seen him in Colombo. He's unbelievable. So I know you will enjoy this film. You will get to know a lot from this film about Murli's life because many of you have just seen Murli on television, on at the ground. But what goes behind in making a great champion that he is, hopefully you'll be able to see it on this film. As I said, I'm extremely fortunate to be here this evening on the launch of his biopic. It's a worldwide release and everyone around the world must see it because Murli just doesn't belong to Sri Lanka. Murli belongs to the world, belongs to the world cricket. He's an ambassador. He's an unbelievable ambassador of the sport. He's a gentle ambassador of the sport. And when you see Muralitharan, because I have followed his entire career, and I must say something, I have played the young Muralitharan, I have played the middle-aged Muralitharan, and I have played the old Muralitharan. And the hardest was the old Muralitharan. And I mean everything what I say because I'm not saying because there's media, it's because of his biopic, but it was the hardest as he got older. He could spin the off spin this much, he could spin the off spin that much, he could bowl the straighter one, he could bowl the one which would go the other side. And the best thing Rahul Dravid told me, we used to bat together a lot those days. He said, how do I cover drive him? I said, don't worry, you don't worry about the cover drive, leave the cover drive to me, you just rotate the strike with Murli. So, he's been absolutely fascinating. 800 test wickets and he's not added the one days also. And how much in one day is only 400? Can you imagine 540 one day wickets? 540 one day wickets, 800 test wickets. So it's 1340 international wickets for Sri Lanka. So I'm not wrong in saying that Murli meant Sri Lanka.